Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we are talking about Skillz. The ticker goes by SKLZ. I'm going to go through a good extensive report regarding due diligence, who they are, technical analysis, and as well as what I think about this one. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. So Skillz. We're going to start first off with their actual presentation. What better way to start other than that? They have different games in terms of their platform itself. So for instance, Tetris Clash, and then Pool Payday, Blackout Bingo, and Dominoes Gold. And in terms of the year-over-year for the fourth quarter 2020 results, you're looking at 95% revenue growth. And the reason why I'm looking into this is because we need a bit of an aspect to what we should expect for quarter 1 2021. And we have a bit more details. We'll go through their growth plan, etc. and the latest news in a bit. And so for the gamers globally, you're looking at $2.7 billion gamers globally. Around $86 billion is the mobile gaming market. 23% is currently the CAGR of the entire mobile market. Now, in terms of growth in revenue, in GMV and revenue itself, you're looking into revenue growth quarter per quarter that seems to be consistent. So maybe quarter 1 would actually be better. We'll take a look into the analysis coverage and as well their own outlook in a minute. And so this is based on 95% growth, and you get to see from year over year that is consistent, although quarter per quarter I'm saying it's a few millions difference, especially between quarter 1 and quarter 2 2020 with the pandemic start. So it's definitely one of these companies that are making use out of the pandemic at the current rate. So the paying MAU, which is per customer, there's 121% growth on there, and that's two different metrics. So the ARPPU is the average revenue per paying monthly active user. And so the MAU here refers to the number of end users who entered into a paid contest on our platform at once in a given month. So the ARPPU seems to be averaging somewhere around the $60, while the paying MAU seems to be increasing at 121% growth, which does show that there may perhaps the platform itself is gaining more interest. In growth in users, you see a good amount of growth in there. Just at EBITDA, you're seeing a good growth on there, almost 100% quarter over quarter or year over year as well. So this is annual basis, quarterly basis. It seems to be still the same. And so long-lived cohorts build long-term profitability, and you're looking into cohorts continue to grow beyond year 3. Now, again, there's a massive effect in terms of the pandemic in 2020 that they definitely have benefit added off. So adjusted EBITDA in quarter 4 2020 compared to quarter 4 2019, you're seeing 23.8 compared to 7.8. Now, that's not the best thing when it comes in towards their expenses, because their revenue has increased and their EBITDA has increased, although there's less user acquisition market there that is around 148%. And if we move on forward, you're looking at the total assets of around $282.4 million. In terms of liabilities, you're looking into $47.4 million. So but that includes no debt. So they're at zero debt. So that's a good thing as well to consider when you're looking into the stock. And in terms of different quarters as well, we did refer to that one. So we can move on now forward towards the news. And for the latest news, I'm going to go ahead and pinpoint the ones that I'm mainly interested in, and I'm going to read the ones that just for your own knowledge. So first off, they became the first publicly traded mobile esport platform. Their outlook outperforms analyst expectations. I'll go through that in a minute. We've already gone through the 2020 financial results. NFL and Skillz signed multi-year gaming agreement. I'll go through that in a minute. Jerry Bruckheimer joined Skillz board of directors. Play Mechanics partner with Skillz to bring mobile competition to legendary first-person shooter Big Buck Hunter. Skillz becomes the first publicly traded mobile esport platform. Merryweather to launch the Knockout Tournament Series on Skillz platform. Skillz to announce the third quarter and 9-month year-to-date 2020 financial results. That's not important for us. And Skillz Inc Comic Relief US partners to end child poverty, and Skillz set to go public and bring competitive mobile gaming to revenue. So this is the latest news that they do have on their website, and going over some of the few ones, including some of the highlights. So what we're trying to look for here is perhaps any highlights that are really exciting, and it doesn't look like there is in terms of financial highlights, but in terms of recent business highlights. They went public, they signed multi-year agreement with the NFL subsequent in the end of the quarter, underscoring the trusted relationships between Skillz in building the leading brands. Blackout Bingo becomes the #1 game based on GMV and highlighting the ability of the platform to enable innovative developers to build successful businesses, and bolstered Skillz board of directors with the addition of the film and television producer Jerry Bruckheimer and Chris Gaffney, co-founder of Great Hill Partners. And we can move on forward. You're looking into that NFL agreement. It's basically making or allowing the developers to creating NFL themed mobile games, and the games provided will help support both NFL and Skillz. The combination there will be something exciting. Now you might wonder, with the recent push on there, you're looking into, well, did they raise some money? Yes, on March 18th they did raise around 32 million shares out there, and going on that closed on March 23rd, but they did raise a good amount of money, around $24 per share. Now coming on towards the price over sales. The price over sales here is $26.43. This is updated again trailing 12 months, so that means it's 2020 perhaps, well, actually trailing 12 months, so perhaps 12 months ago. And then there's a lot of things that change around 12 months in here. So price over sales might not be accurate. Price over book, we don't have that here, but I will show you a couple of things that are very interesting here, which is including here the shares offshore that are float, shares off the short based on the float. And you're looking into here around Yahoo is around 12.45. Now, if you were to look into something like FinViz, it's showing you 23.46. So there's a little bit of discrepancies there. Not sure which one is more updated, but nonetheless, there is quite a high interest of shorts in this stock. So can you get a short squeeze? Not in the scale that you would imagine, but yes, you can actually get a good run out of this one. Now, in terms of the price over book here, you're looking at 20.46. If that is actually true, that's highly overvalued because the SP 500 currently trades at price over book of 450. Current revenues, as we saw before, year over year, that is improving, so that's a good indication here. And that also, you do have a meeting due on or a vote due on May 26th for just general holding of positions. Now, before moving on, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the bell notification button for this channel. If you would like to join our Discord, feel free, it's in the description below. I'll show it to you again at the very end, and it's totally free. We kind of chat in, and it's a fun community there. Now, going on as well. So this is based on where they are, based on the CEO. And they say that we've seen the returns from the marketing investment reflected in our quarterly results over time. We recently announced the revenue outlook of Q1. That is around $80 million for Q1 2021. The results are still preliminary and we'll still report on the Q1 earnings in the call. Now, the outlook of Q1 revenue implies 84% year over year and 18% quarter over quarter. This marks our 21st consecutive quarter of the sequential revenue growth. Now, for the media companies, it's often impossible to predict what movies will come out in the next blockbusters. Now, direct DVD tracks gaming is no different. So, setting the expectations that any given game will be successful, such as the latest version of Big Back Hunter, doesn't make sense. That's the reason we don't include potential new gamers in our new games in our revenue guidance, meaning that our current new game hits or new hit games are purely upside to our forecast. Why is that important? Well, that's the announcement is not that the revenue might bring, but that the popular Big Buck Hunter franchise came back to our platform because of the compelling value proposing we provide to our developers. We continue to ramp up our brand partnership strategies, yada yada, with the NFL, and then where are we going? We have been building out our Android footprint since 2018. It's presented 14% of the total revenue and it's growing 2 times faster than the iOS. We're excited about the opportunity to further expand our Android footprint, and we are not on Google Play. we are ready when they allow their developer community to offer competitive multiplayer gameplay to their users. Meanwhile, we will continue to work with leading technologies and financial services companies that support our vision and bring esports to everywhere. We're seeing an opportunity to enable fun and fair competitive beyond North America in terms of video games. The international mobile market game is 4 times larger than North America. It currently represents less than 10% of our revenue. In fact, we're on track to launch in India later this year, and they have plans to expand in additional new countries after that. We expect that India will increase our addressable market by 65% and is projected to grow 4 times faster than the United States, and the potential upside is compelling to say the least. So there you go. You have there, after all, basically in India itself, they have around 7.8 billion, or not just India, I'm saying in the world itself, there's around 7.8 billion people, and that can unleash more customer bases. And some of the outlooks. So the analyst expectations for the revenue is somewhere between 72.2 million and 79.6. Skillz outlook is around 80 million. The adjusted EBITDA is 21.8 to 24.5 million. Skillz is 37 million. Current MAU is between 2.4 to 3.2. Skillz is 2.6. And paying MAU is between 0.442 and 0.469, which is around 0.45 million for Skillz. Now, this is somewhat on par, but the analysts themselves out saying that Skillz outlook outperforms analyst expectations for the first time quarter in 2021 and sets date to earning calls. So basically, Skillz themselves are saying that the analyst expectations are a little bit too low, and this is the probable numbers, which is good. It basically beats earnings, or at least we anticipate that it beats earnings. And we can move on towards institutional buyers, and we see institutional buyers are somewhat a bit mixed on it. On March, we see additions of different funds, etc., but not in a scale that you would think, at least in the last couple of weeks. But we go back to March, you're looking into millions of shares being added, and that's bullish, including also ARK. ARK Next Generation Internet ETF has this one on there. Now, in terms of insiders, you're seeing the last important one here seems to be continuous sales off different shares. Now, I'm not going to judge them. Sometimes that's how they're getting paid, so we can just brush that off and move on towards technical analysis. Now, on the technical analysis point of view here, we're looking into a one-day perspective. The 10 SMA is above 30 EMA, and if it does go above the 1809, it's back bullish on the 200 SMA line, and it gets within this trading action zone between 2185 and 1760. That's between the 10 SMA and the 30 EMA. And the reason why is that area itself, that's where most positive reversals would occur in terms of chances. The ADX is showing more of a negative trend a little, but we're looking more of an accumulation with a market that has been sliding for some growth stocks, value stocks, and William percent R is highly oversold. That means a correction technically would bring the price northwards. The MACD here is attempting a positive reversal for the longest time since 6th of April. However, it's been stuck into this almost no volume accumulation, and momentum is somewhat stable at -2. Now, current moving average bands, you're looking into more of a continuation of a drop in that moving average band. The trend seems to be negative there. Now, stochastic fast and stochastic slow are both showing that it is attempting to see a new bottom. So for this, often I find that the most useful thing is to look into significant support and resistances. So we can go ahead and go all the way to the 10-11 mark. And from there, you're looking into that there's no significant support on the Fibonacci retracements, so we'll need to do it on the manual way. However, resistances are 1870, 2397, 2823, 3249, 3856, and 4629. Now we can go ahead and draw some price line actions, and we see that the significant support level, currently speaking, is 1584. Now that just broke down, so that's currently a resistance / support. It keeps trading back and forth in the extra hours. However, the next one right after is 1411. Well, let's extend it just a little bit back, 1411. And then below there, you're looking at 1298. And then below there, you're looking at 1134, and then to 1049. Significant resistances here. You're looking into one currently at 1656, and then one at 1792, and then at the $20 mark sharp, and then 2394, and then going upwards to 2647, 3008, and then one at 3306, followed by 3497, 3925, and upwards to 40.89. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think about this one? Well, it looks like it's a stock where it can definitely trade in intrinsic value. It looks like this was massive run there. I'm not sure exactly what it was. It could have been pump and dump. I mean, it looks like a pump and dump, although a lot of charts do accumulate here and then move back to organic growth. And that's what you're looking at. You're looking into organic growth where you're not so stressful on when to sell and timing to sell. But definitely take a quick look, because the next port where it's or the next support that is very, very strong is this one I'm showing you right now, around the 1444, around 1440 level. And if it does accumulate around there, you might not have a lot to lose in terms of the downward area, just based on supports and resistances, and you can leave it there for the next 2-3 years because of their outlook itself. It looks like it's good. However, I do think in the next earnings, which is on May 4th, I believe, or early May, that will be positive. It will be earnings and we'll get a bit of a jump. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. Have a wonderful day.
Now, if you made it this far into the video, I do recommend that you go ahead and join our Discord server. There's a lot of amazing folks in here. We do a lot of discussions here into the trading floor throughout the day. A lot of people are in there, and we do ask questions. You can ask me any question you would like on there. We do post research and DDs, and we hold weekly chat sessions. And we also do have a lounge in there. So make sure to actually join that and join the fun there. Have a wonderful day and a good one.